And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Starting off with the river breakup map here, finally with the temperatures in the 70s in the Brooks Range and the North Slope, opening rivers up here with an area of mostly open now along the Colville River there, especially either side of Umiat. And Sag River here has mostly open water, the entire stretch of the river there. Thickens up a little bit out toward the coastline though. Of course, rapid snowmelt here causing a lot of high water levels in all the streams draining the North Slope from the Brooks Range. And from there, looking at fire danger for grass with the hot, dry conditions, creating extreme fire danger here at the Yukon Flats down into the Tanana Valley and into portions of the Koyukuk Valley with very high fire danger here in the Kobuk Valley, across the western interior down into the Kuskokwim Valley. And also some extreme fire danger for grass in the Copper River Basin, surrounded by an area of very high fire danger. Very high here for the Susitna Valley. And moving on to spruce, we've got not quite as extensive, but still some extreme fire dangers here in the Yukon Flats and then south into the Tanana Valley there, and also over the portions of the Koyukuk Valley with very high fire dangers, again from the Kobuk, Koyukuk Valley areas down to the northern Kuskokwim Valley, and high fire danger here for portions of the Susitna Valley and a little bit there in the Kenai Peninsula, and then a wider area in the Copper River Basin with some very high fire danger thrown in as well. Moving on to satellite imagery, low pressure here pulling northwestward there from the Queen Charlotte Islands off the south coast. Several bands of clouds and showers moving northwestward here. This one bringing a little bit of light precipitation in across Yakutat. Another one right there bringing scattered showers across the central southeast coast. And then a heavier band down here just crossing Dixon Entrance. And that'll be bringing more rain in later tonight into the southern southeast coast. Otherwise, a lot of clear skies here over the interior. Temperatures rising into the 70s and 80s over the central part of the state. Cloudier skies today and cooler temperatures with moisture coming westward here across Prince William Sound, but not much in the way of any precipitation associated with that. Had a persistent area of rain and showers today here along the southwest coast. This remnants of a front sliding northwestward and another system here coming eastward, and that's spreading rain into the, from the eastern Aleutians and across the Alaska Peninsula today. And again, the shower activity farther to the north here. And just a lot of clouds out over the Bering Sea and the Aleutians. And on the forecast for tonight, this system slowly moving eastward keeps a pretty good chance of some light rain, fog, and drizzle going for the Alaska Peninsula, starting to end around Unalaska Island there. Otherwise, just a couple of weak troughs out here over the Bering Sea, bringing some light rain and shower activity, mostly north of the Aleutians there. And over the interior, scattered thunderstorms start to diminish after midnight tonight and this evening. Over the interior, light winds across the entire region from the Arctic coast right on down into the Gulf of Alaska with some higher pressure there. So it'll stay mostly cloudy here across southern Alaska, and showers continue to be a possibility there for the eastern North Gulf Coast around Yakutat. And this system spreads some rain up into the southern Panhandle. And for tomorrow, that area of rain slides northwestward, covering all of the southeast coast, although changing to showers, starting to taper off over the southern areas as that moves northward. It should be a dry day for the North Gulf Coast tomorrow with some partly sunny skies for the Kenai Peninsula, south central Alaska, into the Susitna Valley. And again, afternoon thunderstorms developing over the mountainous terrain here of southern Alaska, mostly Alaska Range, Talkeetna Mountains, the Copper River Basin. And maybe a little bit of that up along the Brooks Range there in northern Koyukuk Valley areas, but dry from the North Slope on out to the Arctic coast with some low clouds and fog areas of the Arctic coast there. And this weakening low here over the northwest Bering Sea, really not doing much. Kind of a weak trough here brings a few showers and clouds into the Pribilof Islands. Another weak trough brings some light rain, fog, and drizzle in toward Adak during the day. Otherwise, that's about it with pretty light wind conditions persisting out there. Stay storm-free into Tuesday here for the Bering Sea. Just a couple of weak troughs with a little bit of moisture there. And again, that's north of the Aleutians. In the late afternoon, start to see an increasing chance of rain for the far western chain there as that next system approaches, but that won't really affect the area through tomorrow afternoon. Partly sunny skies here for the Alaska Peninsula, light winds that extends northward across the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta to the Seward Peninsula. Look for some isolated to scattered thunderstorm activity there for the western Brooks Range, Kuskokwim Valley, from the Kuskokwim Mountains to the Alaska Range there. And again, chance of some scattered to isolated thunderstorm activity along the central and eastern Alaska Range. Otherwise, partly sunny tomorrow here for south central Alaska. Not tomorrow, Tuesday for south central Alaska. Should be a partly to mostly sunny day. Definitely dry here for the northern panhandle. This system down here to the south, another weak trough, brings a chance of rain into Prince of Wales Island, Ketchikan, maybe over toward Misty Fjords. That's about it. So moving ahead to Wednesday, the outlook for Wednesday. Again, a weak trough here over the central and southern southeast coast keeps a chance of showers in the forecast there. Should be dry to the north, Juneau over toward Haines, up toward Haines, and then out to Yakutat. Pick up some sunshine there from Yakutat into Prince William Sound, as well as south central Alaska. Partly and mostly sunny skies. Variable clouds about sums it up there down to Kodiak Island. And again, the thunderstorm activity developing over the Alaska Range, Denali Park area, Minchumina into the northern Kuskokwim Valley. Mostly sunny, continued dry and warm. Temperatures in the 70s and 80s here for the Yukon Flats into the Koyukuk Valley, with some very nice conditions all the way out to the Seward Peninsula from the northwest coast here, down in toward Bristol Bay. Isolated thunderstorms developing along the Brooks Range. And out to the west, that system here sliding eastward will be far enough to the north to spread some rain into the western Aleutians, trying to push into about probably Adak. Otherwise, high pressure keeps it dry with light winds over the eastern Bering Sea. And for the lows tonight, in the 50s and 60s in the central interior areas here, in the more yellow-green shaded areas, and down into the 40s for the North Slope and Arctic coast, and mostly in the 40s or lower 50s here across southern Alaska and the Panhandle. And for the highs tomorrow, again, well into the 80s in the central part of the state, with 70s should make a comeback here in the Susitna Valley if you get the sun out, and up around 80 in the Copper River Basin, 70s for the Kuskokwim Valley, cooling into the 50s along the coast, 40s out over the Bering Sea, and the southeast coast, upper 50s and 60s. Followed by lows again pretty mild here in the interior, with lower 60s in many areas from the central part of the state eastward into the Yukon Flats, but chop about 10 degrees off of that over from Eagle down toward Northway and Tok, and in around 50 for the Copper River Basin, upper 40s for the south central Alaska area, and 40s for the southeast coast. And the highs for Tuesday afternoon, again 70s and 80s in the central interior, with very warm conditions, 70s into the North Slope, otherwise 40s for the Arctic coast, as well as the Bering Sea here, upper 40s, lower 50s for the Alaska Peninsula. It looks like mostly in the 60s for your highs for the southeast coast.